Amy Thurman back again with more from my journey to Oxford. This video is going to be longer than the others. I can already tell you that because just this one story is going to take me quite a little while to tell it. So I made it onto the plane. The plane took off at night. So we flew during the night, 10 hours during the night, landed in London. And someone on my travels has told me that it's a good thing to request a wheelchair when I go to the airport. Even though I'm doing much better physically, I still get stressed when it comes to having to be a certain place at a certain time and pushing my way through a lot of people like at Dallas and in Chicago, those airports I just can't manage on my own. So requesting a wheelchair has literally been a lifesaver. In the States, what they do is when you get to the airport, you tell them that you requested a wheelchair and they bring the wheelchair to you, and then they take you in the wheelchair to the terminal where you're going to load. And then when I have a connecting flight, as soon as I get off the plane at like Dallas or Chicago, there's a person there waiting for me with a wheelchair to take me directly to my gate. So I don't have to figure out anything. I don't have to think about anything. I just ride in the wheelchair and give them a pretty good tip. I anticipated London being the same way. It's the same airline, so I thought it would be the same, but oh, it was not the same. Well, there was someone waiting for me when I got off the plane in London with a wheelchair. They pushed me off the ramp and out to this like holding area where they just set me on a bench and in very broken English said to me, "My colleague is going to come pick you up. Just wait right here." So I said, okay. And I sat there for literally 25 minutes. I sat there and I got tired of waiting. I thought they had forgotten me. Like I'm just sitting here by myself. There's nobody coming for me. So I looked at the signs and there was a sign pointing toward the arrivals, not departure, yeah, arrivals. So I decided to just follow the signs. I thought it can't be that far. It says it's right here. This is the first, you will hear in this story that this is the first of these where I say it can't be that far. And it turns out being much further than I thought. So I began following the signs for arrivals to go through customs, and it's much further than I thought. I was tired at the time. Of course, I had just flown 10 hours. I was in a new country, didn't know how to do anything. I was depending on these people who, with a wheelchair, to help me get through customs and to help me do all these things, but there was no one. So I was managing this on my own. So my brain was a little bit overwhelmed. My body was tired. And I just kept walking. At this point, thankfully, I had my backpack, which was stuffed full of things, my CPAP, I carry it with me, and my fleece, my hoodie, because I checked my bag. I didn't have an onboard bag. I just checked my bag. So thank goodness that was all that I had to carry with me through this airport, London. It's like a whole town. It's bigger than Dallas Fort Worth. Let me tell you, the London airport is insane. It's crazy. So I finally find my way down to customs and I have no clue what to do. This is my first time to travel out of my country. And I'm just like, I don't know what to do here. Here's my passport. What do I do from here? And where's my bag, by the way? Because on the plane, when we landed, the person came over the intercom and said where the bags would be, which baggage claim they would be. But I literally couldn't understand a word they were saying. It was muffled and it had an accent that I couldn't understand. So I literally had no clue where my bag was. So I just walked up to a customs agent and I said, "Where do I find my bag?" And she said, you have to clear customs first, and your bag will be on the other side of that. And I said, "Oh, okay, thank you." So I just had to get my passport out, scan it, walk through there, go to the baggage claim area, which was huge, look at the arrivals and see where American Airlines was. And there were four of them. None of them had the numbers that were on my ticket. So I was walking through looking at each of those that arrived with American Airlines and didn't see my luggage, and I was getting really, really frustrated. So I stopped and asked. I found the American Airlines desk and I said, "Hey, this is the flight I came in on. Where's my bag?" And they pointed me in the right direction. I had passed it by, didn't even see it. So finally got my bag and then had to figure out how to get from London to Oxford. I was going to maybe stay in London for a little bit and explore, but I was so tired. My feet were hurting. My body was tired. My neck was hurting. My brain was exhausted. And I thought, I'm just going to go on to Oxford from here. So I saw this sign for the train And people had said that the bus would be faster, but I wanted to get the full experience. Like, this is my time over here in the UK. I want to experience it. So I decided to take the train. And oh my goodness, the train station was absolutely amazing. It was so fascinating. I got to go from Heathrow Airport on the train there to Paddington Station in London, and it looked like something out of Harry Potter. It literally, I was videoing it like, this is crazy. It's so cool. But there were people everywhere, everywhere. And I asked one of the people, like, how do I find my way to the Oxford train? And she just pointed at the sign. She said, go look at the sign over there. Go look at the sign. And I was like, okay, I'm looking at the sign. I don't know what I'm looking for. What am I looking for? You know? And so it just took me a bit. It was overwhelming because I didn't know how to manage all of that. Like, I had read and I had studied and I had researched all these things, but being there in the moment, feet on the ground, was totally different. So I saw that the train to Oxford was loading at platform number 3. And I was like, where the crap is platform number 3? I don't know where platform number 3 is. So I walked through this door and I went totally the wrong way and had to come back. And I eventually found platform 3. By the time I did, it was standing room only. Like, the train was completely full. There were people standing all over the place. And what I did was, there were seats that had their little lights by them and that were red or green, where someone had paid for that seat beforehand. There were lots of red ones that were empty. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to sit in one of these red seats and take a chance that the person doesn't show up before the train takes off. So I sat there crossing my fingers, hoping the person didn't show up, and they didn't. So I had flown all night, spent 10 hours in a plane, had the debacle at the airport, made it through that, finally made it onto the train, got my seat, rode all the way to Oxford on the train. It was just beautiful, such a beautiful ride there. And then I got to Oxford, got off the train at Oxford, and that's where the real story begins. This video is already longer than I expected it to or wanted it to be, so I think I'm going to start the story of what happened when I got off the train in Oxford in a new video. So keep an eye out for the next video, and I will share my story of what happened after I got off the train in Oxford.